All right, welcome to Zeek's catalog session breakdown for track number 1 on the album Porto Bueno. Track number 1 is Porto Bueno. Originally, this track was called Bueno Bueno, but I changed it to kind of fit the nautical theme. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, my go-to rhythm in my brain is just bossa nova, that Brazilian rhythm, and it's just, I have no idea why, it's just my go-to. So that's kind of where the inspiration for this, the rhythm on this track comes from, is bossa nova. If you haven't heard bossa nova, you should definitely go check it out. So here's a session for it. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but I like to start with the drums at the bottom to start kind of lay this foundation. So here's the kick, snare, hi-hat, left and right overheads, floor, tom 1, tom 2, and then bass, and then kind of builds upon that. So for this drum section, I was actually able to get a session drummer. So that's kind of what the rhythm sounds like. Here's the bass added in. As you can see, it was all done in this particular take was all done in one. There's no stop and start on the drum track, so he was able to get it all done, which is super awesome. But if you notice the bass track, it was not done in one take. You can see it was cut there, it was cut there, it was cut 2 times there. So everyone does things a little differently. When you're at home recording, you have as much time as you need to take. So I usually do it this way. I'll loop a section, and I basically just play until I hear what I want to hear, or until I hear what I feel fits the track better. So in this case, just loop it. Maybe sometimes it's 1 take, 2 takes, whatever. It's all good. I have no pride issues with that. Let's look at the bass EQ for a little bit. Here's the EQ chart for it. I dipped a little bit of the low mids, add a little bit of presence towards the top, and just kind of filled in that sub bass area at the bottom. Compression is 12:1, so it's pretty high, pretty aggressive, but just to keep it round and tight throughout the whole track. That's basically it on the bass. There's no verb or anything like that. This is, I guess you would call, rhythm piano. It's that little where you get the bossa nova changes from that. There's that section. Again, not a lot going on here. Just cut the low end just so it wouldn't interfere with the bass. Add a little bit of compression to that, 4:1, kind of medium, and then a little bit light spread left and right on that. Now you'll notice a lot of little sections here, like this organ, these keys, there's a guitar here, another organ there, some keys here. All these are little fill-ins just to fill in the space. You really can't hear them unless you pay close attention to them, but they're really just there to fill in the space. Originally, the track actually had a whole another measure before it started, but after much wise counsel from my wife, she convinced me that it did sound pretty empty, so I took out the first section, and then I added these keys kind of tucked away in there just to fill in the space. Up top, you have the solo piano that you hear throughout the section. Again, it's pretty simple. EQ, just roll off the back end so it doesn't interfere with the bass. Compression is 4:1, and then I actually converted this to mono, stereo to mono, and there's no reverb on this at all. Just the way it is. Let's see what else. this chorus section, originally there was no main melody of the synth here, but after listening to it for a while, I needed something to kind of tie it all together, so I added that towards the end. After it was all finished, I added that after the fact. At the very end, there's like a bass solo outro, and for this, I did use a separate track for some reverb, just to get the sound that I wanted. And for the actual bass itself, it's just a little bit of EQ and compression, 5:1. So that's pretty much it for Porto Bueno. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it.